Premier League fixture number 5 of this new campaign sees the Reds in the West Midlands today as they look to build on what's been a very healthy start to the season, hasn't it? 10 points from a possible 12 shorts up so far, and victory today would put them top of the table, albeit maybe for a couple of hours at least. Wolves versus Liverpool is the first game of this weekend after the international break, and all the action gets underway at 12:30 UK time. And a very warm welcome to you. It is Matchday Live, and the thoughts of Reds legends Ronnie Whelan and Ray Houghton are to come very shortly on the show. First, though, we are going to hear from another former midfielder. Charlie Adam is with Rob Jones down at Molineux.
Back in action after the international break and back with 3. Well, morning everybody. The international break is done and Molineux is all set to stage Liverpool's 5th game of the season. Charlie Adam is alongside me. He's told me not to mention anything that happened in the international break, particularly at Hampden Park. But Liverpool back in action now, Charlie, and they've made a really good start to the season.
Yeah, listen, a positive start. I think there's always pressure when you're at a football club of this size, and a lot of ins and outs in the football club over the summer, and it was about how quickly can Liverpool start the season. I think they started really well, some positive results, and you know, another tough away day to here today, but it's something that the players will be looking forward to. Always coming back from internationals difficult.
Yeah, what makes it difficult? Is it the travel? Because Jürgen Klopp yesterday was speaking particularly about the 3 South American boys who are long flights for someone like Alexis McAllister playing in Bolivia, that you've got to get out your legs.
Yeah, you have to, and it is long, the travel, and probably the 3 lads that have been away that far will play today. So we'll take a lot of it, so 12:30 kick-off. You know, Jürgen probably never seen the players till Friday afternoon, so he's not seen them for 2 weeks, and it's very difficult to see how they're feeling and rest and recover, and it's always a risk, but you know, these lads have been doing it for a number of years now, and it's a tough away ground that you'll come to on a Saturday afternoon at 12:30, so they have to be prepared, well recovered, and you know, if he feels they're right, they'll put them in the team, and if they're not, they'll probably be on the bench and ready to come on.
The other point that he made about the international break was it was slightly frustrating timing, given how good Liverpool were against Villa a couple of weeks ago. You'd have loved a game 3 days or a week after that.
Yeah, that's the thing about the international break. Sometimes it's good for you to have a break if you're having a tough period and you maybe just want to get back on the training pitch and rest and get the lads a little bit of a break for the mind and the mentality. But also as well, in your Liverpool shoes, you want to keep going, don't you? You're up and running, a few good wins, a brilliant performance against Villa, and you want to keep it carrying on. But unfortunately, the international break comes, and I think that's something that when I was playing it, I enjoyed, because you get that little bit of a break. But as a manager or a coach, you don't really want that, you know, September, October, November international break. You want to just keep your players ticking over and keep them going. And now the season will really kick off now in the next couple of weeks.
And going back actually to the end of last season, it's now 15 matches without defeat for Liverpool, the longest unbeaten run of any team in the Premier League. But when you look at the 4 at the start of this season, 10 points from the opening 4 games, only 8 times Liverpool have managed better than that in their history. Do you think that Liverpool Reloaded, as Jürgen is calling it, has sort of clicked a little bit sooner than we thought, that Szoboszlai has hit the ground running more than we thought, for example?
I think if you're one, I think Szoboszlai's been the standout. I think he's come in and performed to top level. I think he's come in and hit the ground running, which you want your new players to do. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't. If you go back to maybe a Darwin Núñez, it's maybe taking a little bit of time, but then he comes and scores on the goals against Newcastle. That's probably gave him a lift for the rest of the season, or hopefully for the next period going forward. But I think Szoboszlai coming in, hitting the ground running, Alexis McAllister coming in and showing the quality he has, at times playing a little bit deeper, but I'd like to see him play higher up. I think he's got that quality to play higher up as well. So, no, I think if you're a Liverpool supporter, but also for Jürgen and his staff and the player, I think they're in a great moment, and I think the relish come here. Not a great result here last season, so they have to try and come here and show performance, because this place will be electric and they've got to handle that pressure.
Charlie, thank you very much indeed for the moment. We know defensively no Trent Alexander-Arnold today through injury, no Virgil van Dijk through suspension, but we will be back with full team news at 11:30.
Thank you very much indeed. Not long till we return to Molineux, but it is a warm welcome to Ronnie and Ray, today's duo, freshly rested after the international break, which seemed to come so soon into the season, didn't it, Ray? Not everyone's favourite time of the season for obvious reasons, but now back into the Premier League and hoping to see Liverpool continue. What's been a really good start?
It's not only been a good start, it was a great ending to the season. I think Rob just alluded to it there, where I think the last 11 games of the season, Liverpool were unbeaten. The last defeat was against Manchester City. So the new boys that came in the summer have come into a team that had been playing well, who were confident, and they wanted to go off to the best possible start that they could, and they've certainly done that with a draw against Chelsea and the 3 victories after that, you know, against Bournemouth and Newcastle with 10 men, which was brilliant. And then Aston Villa, which they put in a sterling performance to win it comfortably, which sees Liverpool in the position that they are at the moment. And if they win today, as we said earlier, they go top of the league. And with the upcoming fixtures that they've got, there's some tough ones there, but ones that are, I think, winnable. Really are winnable as far as Liverpool's concerned.
When the fixtures came out, you would have definitely took 10 points from 12.
That was just what I was going to ask you, would you have taken that?
We're all looking at Newcastle and Chelsea spending millions upon millions of money on players. And you're thinking, OK, they're going to be probably a little bit too strong for us at the start of the season. Maybe later on you would have probably felt it was better to play against them. But to go to Chelsea, get a draw. We didn't play great at Chelsea, but we come away with a draw. And then you win the game away at Newcastle, which was a great performance down to 10 men to go ahead and win that game. So I'm sure the players, the manager, and like us, they're all very, very happy with the start.
Just to go back to that point that you made at the very start of the show when you said about the run stretching back into last season, because it's 15 Premier League games unbeaten now, which is the longest current unbeaten run of any Premier League side. In terms of that, you know, it's that resilience, isn't it, that seems to be back now amongst this squad.
Yeah, and I think that was shown in the Bournemouth and Newcastle game. You know, quite easily could have lost that. Maybe last year we might have lost that, the way that Liverpool were playing. But I think because of what happened at the back end of the season, new players coming in, I think the manager's set a new target, hasn't he? It's like refresh as far as he's concerned for this season ahead because of the players that he's brought in and the changeover of personnel. And he really believes that this is going to be a big season, as do I. You know, I've got no problems with Liverpool in the attack. You know, with the attacking options that they've got, Liverpool will score goals, and they'll score plenty of goals throughout the season. What will determine, in my opinion, where we finish is how well we defend as a team. Not as a back four, as a team. And I'm talking about from the front, because that's where we were at our very best. When we played really well, our front three were great defenders. They stopped the opposition, won the ball back in good areas, and then we attacked from that part of the field. So there wasn't as much pressure on the defence. The last couple of seasons, it hasn't been as good. Well, last season particularly, it wasn't as good. You know, teams were getting through and they were getting chances. There's been a little change in that at the moment with the new personnel that's come in. And I think there'll even be even more because Alexis McAllister, I think, will be better higher up the pitch because I think in and around the final third, he's got great awareness, great vision, and he's a good passer of the ball. So he'll sort out the little through balls for the strikers to score even more goals. We just need someone that's going to be that sitting player. Bajcetic is coming back with a bit of fitness. He's played there last season. He's a young lad. He can grow into that position. So, yeah, a lot of positive. I'm really positive for the season ahead. You know, the start's been very, very good. And then you could have anticipated it, though, because of the ending that we had and the players that we've got. The players are really behind the manager and they know what they want to get out of the season.
Yeah, we're going to get the team news very shortly from Molineux, but quickly, Ronnie, in terms of obviously not ideal early kick-off off the back of an international break, the boss probably not too happy about that. And in terms of some of the South American contingent, they obviously got back early hours of Thursday, so that might be reflected in the team news we're about to see shortly.
Some amazing stats come out, haven't they, about Liverpool playing a half-12 after international duty, and it seems to be an awful lot more than your Man Cities or other players who have lads go away. It's difficult, but you've got to get on with it. I'm sure it's not like our day where you go out drinking after the game while you're away, and then you turn up Thursday morning and you get a little bit of a massage, and then you then train. It's all changed now, so they should be fit enough to play. OK, thank you both. Well, kick-off is exactly an hour away, and we can now get that team news from Molineux. Here is Rob Jones.
Well, welcome back to Molineux. Liverpool back in action after the international break and back with 3 changes from the team that beat Aston Villa in Game 4 of this new Premier League season. Jarell Quansah comes in for his first ever Liverpool start. There are 2 changes up front as well, with Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota coming into the team. Trent Alexander-Arnold is missing with injury, and Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, who both had long journeys back from South America, are on the bench this afternoon. So the Liverpool team in full. Alisson, who was given the Premier League save of the month for August for that stop at Newcastle, is in goal. It's a back 4 of Joe Gomez at right back, Quansah, Matip and Andy Robertson, who makes his 200th Premier League appearance for Liverpool and captains the side today. Same midfield 3 as against Villa: Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister and Curtis Jones. And then up front, Jota, once off Wolves, Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah, who is 1 away from 200 goal involvements for Liverpool. The substitutes then: Kelleher, Endo, Konate, Diaz, Gravenberch for the first time, Darwin Núñez, Harvey Elliott, Kostas Tsimikas and Stefan Bajcetic. Big day, Charlie Adam, then for Jarell Quansah.
Yeah, and you have to start your career somewhere. What a way to start, away at Wolves in the Premier League. An opportunity for a young kid to go in and play. It's important that if he does play on that left-hand side, Andy looks after him in terms of covering and helping him out. He's got an experienced player in beside him in Joel Matip, which is very good for him. But no, it's a brilliant opportunity for the young kid, and hopefully he goes and does well.
How will he be feeling?
Nervous. Hoping that Jürgen's told him yesterday, so he's got enough time to prepare. But this is what you believe, this is what you dream to become, this is how you put the hard work in to get this opportunity. Virgil, obviously missing out through suspension, has given him that opportunity today, and yeah, it's a great chance for the kid to go and show him and the staff. Jürgen trusts him. That's the big factor, is that Jürgen trusts him to put him into a Premier League match.
Joe Gomez comes into right back, but obviously Liverpool lose so much with what Trent offers in terms of being able to step into midfield, the vision, the quality of his passing.
Yeah, but also as well, height, set plays away from home. Joel's, dominant. He'll go be aggressive. So if you look at that, 3 of that back 4 are 6 foot plus, which is going to help today, and a lot of balls will come in the box. He's an experienced player, Joe Gomez. It's just injuries over the last couple of years has really, derailed his time at Liverpool. But hopefully he can stay fit this season, get a run of games, because he's a terrific player.
Interesting that we spoke a few minutes ago, a little earlier on, about the international break, and particularly it being a long slog for those South Americans. So common sense, you guess, that Diaz and Núñez are on the bench for starters.
Yeah, I'd obviously played a lot, and the travel's maybe taken a little bit out there. But what I've seen, that front 3 is pace, speed up front, counter-attacks, Salah, Gakpo and Jota. Obviously, as a former player, you want to come back, and he scored against Wolves, which is always good as well. So he'll want to come here and show the fans why he was, such a good player for them. But for Liverpool, that front 3 are deadly on the counter-attack.
Very different, though, in the way that Cody Gakpo likes to come back into midfield, a lot like Roberto Firmino used to. Does that more than someone like a Núñez.
Yeah, he does, but also as well, that allows then spaces, because if say Gakpo drops into midfield, that importance that maybe one of their centre-backs will step out, and that's runs from midfield, or it runs from out to in from Salah or Jota to find that space in behind. But a lot of thinking going on with this Liverpool team, because it's so flexible in terms of how they can play. So yeah, no, it's a great game, and an opportunity for Liverpool to keep momentum, because they're in a great run of form.
Charlie, thank you very much indeed for the moment. So 3 changes for Liverpool. We'll be back with details of the Wolves team very shortly.
Thank you both indeed. Well, a few talking points there. Ray and Ronnie are with me in the studio. Let's start with Jarell Quansah. A huge afternoon for him, and a huge vote of confidence from the boss there.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. Well, we know that Konate's on the bench. He's been out for the last few weeks with an injury. Obviously, the manager doesn't think he's fit enough to start.
Fit, yeah.
It's always a problematic one, because why are you on the bench if you're not fit enough to play? We'll wait and see how that develops. But with young Quansah, this is an opportunity for him. He's coming into a team that's playing very well at the moment. But the whole dynamic of the back 4 for me changes, because when Trent's out, Joe Gomez will go to right back, and Joe's not someone who'll be an inverted full-back coming into a central position, what Trent Alexander does, and Trent starts a lot of attacks from that area of the field. Joe likes to get down the wing more so. So it'll be interesting to see how it develops over the course of the 90 minutes. Don't forget, we lost here 3-0 last season. I think Gomez played in Matip place. So that should be in the uppermost in their mind. What did I do wrong that day, and what have I got to improve upon for this game, and make sure that defensively you're nice and sound today. And with a young lad coming in, you've got to babysit him. Ronnie will tell you more than I. When you're back there, you've got to talk him through the game.
Yeah,
That's where experience really plays a vital part when you're playing.
Hugely experienced players alongside him in Joe Gomez and Joel Matip. So what kind of role will they play, talking him through the course of the game, if
Basically,
you like?
just a positional sense, where to be, where to go, when to pass if you're not doing things quickly enough. You know, a lot of times centre-backs play across the back four now. Sometimes you get into this habit of just passing too slowly. They will have to be on his back all the time, quicker. In that little clip there, he didn't seem to have a problem doing that with his passing. His passing up front is good. He sees things, he reads things well at the moment. But it's a big game for him. It's the start. You're away from home. Luckily, the team are playing well. It's very difficult for a kid to come into a team that's playing bad, but the team are playing well, so that will help him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to him this afternoon. Be interested to see how he does. Jarell Quansah getting his first start for Liverpool in the Premier League. Let's look up front. Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz, we did kind of think maybe with that travel time to South America and back wouldn't start, and so it proves, Ray. Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota getting the nod. Maybe not too much of a surprise there?
Well, it depends what the manager wants out his side today. I think that's the beauty of when you've got Núñez and you've got Gakpo. You've got one who wants to run in behind, and you've got one who wants to come short and get involved in the build-up play. So today, the manager might feel to get the best out of the team, and where Wolves might be a problem for him is by Gakpo coming short, and then the two wider players, Jota and Salah, making runs in behind the back line. So he's got a plan in place, and it might have due to the fact that the two lads have been away and have not come back to very, very late. But he's put others in. But he's got that variety because of the numbers that he's got, that he can change it around. Now, he's put in Diogo Jota. He's gone back to his old club. Yeah. And that might have a bearing on it as well, because whenever you go back and play against you're always up for it. You're even more so than some other games, because the home support's going to give you a bit of stick, and you've got to be able to handle that. And I think Jota's got that ability about him. And if things aren't going well, you can always go to the bench. The bench is so strong at the moment. The manager can change it around. So I'm never worried about the front players. Honestly, it's not a concern to me at all. He's got so much variety. He's got so many options that he can change around. It's other positions where we're just struggling a little bit. Midfield, fine, with the lads that are in there. I'd like to see Alexis a little bit further up the pitch. I know he's playing in the deep line role at the moment, but I think there's good variety for Liverpool. But from minute one, you've got to be on your game. You've got to be on it.
OK, we are going to hear, we should say, from Diogo Jota a little bit later on in the show. So, club football is back again after a brief break, and you can keep right across today's events on LFC TV and LFC TV Go with live audio commentary of Wolves against Liverpool from 12:30. We'll also have analysis and exclusive post-match interviews too in the Matchday reaction from 2:30. Later on, free highlights are available to watch on Go. That's from 5:15 this evening. That's before the full match. Replay is available on demand at midnight. And then on Monday, look out for the best behind-the-scenes footage on Inside Wolves. That will be on the LFC TV YouTube and Facebook pages. Now, for those of you watching us on social media right now, you can continue enjoying all the best build-up on LFC TV and LFC TV Go after the break. Details of how to subscribe are on the official website, liverpoolfc.com/watch. Plenty more to come from us before kick-off, including the thoughts of Jürgen Klopp. The boss is up next.
Comes to Lalana.